Hello, I'm Matthew Herrell and this is SEC Rewind, a month in retrospect. This month, the Sabbath Sofa finds its way to Romania, Holloway takes its youth out of the church to engage in real discussions, Area 4 celebrates a Youth Day of Fellowship, Downham plant grows into a church, the East London School of Music celebrates students passing their tests, and finally, the Adventist play And There Was War returns to the stage. This month, the Sabbath Sofa made its debut in Romania's capital city, Bucharest. Over the past 2 weeks, the white sofa was carried from parks to shopping centres, encouraging people to sit down and take a break. SEC Media Director Vili Costecu is one of the co-founders of the Sabbath Sofa project, and Vili joins me today in the studio. Vili, it's great to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
I was going to say welcome, but I can't welcome you to your own studio.
It's not my studio, it's ours, but yes.
Thank you for making the time to stop and talk to us.
Yes, thank you.
For anyone who hasn't heard of the Sabbath Sofa project, can you just give us a little bit of background? Is it just an opportunity to have a sit down? What happens?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Almost 4 years ago, I sat down with Pastor Sam Neves and Pastor Sam Gangalu, and we dared to dream about new ways to engage the public with our beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And we were thinking about the Sabbath, and we came up with this crazy idea to take a white sofa from IKEA, place it in the middle of the street, and invite people to sit down and talk to them about the Sabbath. This great and ancient concept that we've been keeping kind of secret. As a family, sure. Adventist family.
Sure.
So we wanted to take it to the street. We've been in London a number of times, various other cities in Europe, in Poland, Denmark, Holland, and it has been my dream to take it back to my home country.
Take it home, sure.
Take it home. I was very cautious, very skeptical, to be honest with you. I have to confess. That in my mind I thought that people in Romania know and they have heard about the Sabbath.
Okay.
Allow me to share with you, I was surprised. Those 35 or under, the vast majority of them never heard of the concept of the Sabbath.
Sure.
I had the opportunity to sit on the sofa. I usually don't do that, but this time I wanted to experience it myself. I sat down with a lady, probably in her 70s, and she confessed to me, never heard of the Sabbath.
Sure.
I said, how come? She said, no, it's something new to me. So people are tired in Romania as well.
Yeah, of course.
And they are also curious, intrigued, and willing to consider the concept of the Sabbath.
Wow. I mean, one of the things that I've really admired and loved about what I've seen about the Sabbath Sofa is how disarming it is. You know, people come and they sit and they're happy to talk and happy to be informed about it. So maybe you can tell us, after someone comes and they sit down and you have a conversation with them on the sofa, is there any opportunity or any scope to follow up with people after the original interaction?
Most definitely, yes. It's not just a simple conversation on the sofa. With most of them, some of them are very reluctant to connect with us at first on social media, but after we finish the conversation, we invite them to connect on Facebook.
Okay.
And just during last 2 weeks, over 500 people from Romania joined the Facebook page.
500 just from that short space of time?
That's the short space of time.
Wow.
And we hope that the team that is being formed there right now will be able to keep in touch with these individuals. Instagram is even more popular in Romania than Facebook. It has been a surprising experience, but that kind of surprise that it comes only from God. Because as I said, I'm very cautious and I was a bit skeptical. But right now I'm very, very enthusiastic about the future of the Sabbath Sofa, not only in my home country, but all over.
I can see why you'd be excited. That really sounds like excellent progress. Finally then, Anyone that's watching this and maybe thinks, that looks like a great idea, can I be involved? I can grab a sofa. Is there scope for people to be involved? How can someone become a part of this project?
Most definitely. All they need to do is to like our page, the
Okay.
Sabbath Sofa,
Okay.
send us a message, and we will get back to you immediately. The dream for the UK is this. We would like to have the Sabbath Sofa in every borough in London.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been to quite a few. We concentrated on central London, places like Soho, Marble Arch. We've been in Kingston and in Watford, but we would like to take the sofa to every borough. Next stage, we would like to go to other major cities in the UK. In the summer, during the CAM meeting, we would like to take the sofa to Liverpool and Manchester.
Okay.
Because the CAM meeting is near those two cities. And finally, before the Youth Congress in July, also the dream is to do a European Sabbath Sofa tour.
Okay.
So if you are out there and you are watching and you would like to join us, these are opportunities that you don't want to miss.
That sounds excellent. So first step, London boroughs, then nationwide,
Yes.
and then we're going to take this international.
Yes.
That sounds really incredible. I
Yes.
hope I can be a part of that too. It sounds like
You
something I
are
wanna
already.
do. Oh, thank you, thank
Yes.
you. And like Billy said, anyone, if you want to be interested, you want to be involved, then there's scope for you to come and be a part of the team.
Yes.
Thank you so much for making the time, Billy. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Right. Let's talk about sex. No? It's not always that easy, is it? Holloway Church wanted to enable their young adults could have frank conversations about this topic. They decided to get around the awkwardness by taking them out of the church building into a neutral environment. And together they considered the physical, psychological and spiritual elements of sex and the implications for Christians. I've invited Pastor Sam Gungaloo from Holloway to join us today to give us some insight into exactly what went down. Sam, thank you so much for joining us today,
Pleasure.
being here with us. Now we know that sex is one of those subjects that obviously people are thinking about, but no one ever really talks about it, especially within a church environment. How were you able to get around this and enable people to feel they could talk freely and openly?
Well, I guess the easiest way to answer that question is with a little bit of difficulty. We needed to try our best to try and drop some guards that the young people had, especially bringing them into a new environment did help. Asking very difficult questions also helped. But I think what really helped was vulnerability.
Sure.
The presenters that we asked to come in, the way it was hosted, I guess you could say, put a little bit of ourselves on the line.
Okay.
Just to say, hi, this is who I am and this is my story. And that really helped to break down a few barriers.
So you had to set the tone yourselves, really, in essence, to get the ball rolling.
Pretty much.
I'm guessing you had to put some ground rules down first of all as well. Things like what is discussed here stays here. Is that the kind of thing that you had to do?
Definitely, and it wasn't just a thing that we did at the beginning. We did this across the entire program. We paused for specific moments and we invited people back into that space, just in case they might have forgot that this is a confidential space.
Sure.
We also asked people to be very vigilant and careful about social media. We had kind of like a safe word.
Okay.
So if individuals were sharing something that was particularly personal, we would encourage people to say that safe word. And that safe word would mean we're asking individuals respectfully, please cut the cameras. Stop posting, cut your live feed, because this is something that we would just want to stay here in this room. And that helped a lot.
So did you find that certainly being in a different place helped to create that safe space, a place that was a neutral environment to people? Is that something you'd recommend?
Highly, yes. It was extremely helpful as we looked at the young people and we recognized that we were trying to offer them this space. We also recognized that sometimes it can be a little bit harder to say what's really on your mind if you know that either mum or dad or cousin or uncle or brother or sister so-and-so is looking over you. It's not that that's a bad thing or a wrong thing. It's just easier to know that we're in this room and we're here with these few trusted adults.
Sure.
And that really helped a lot to just get people to open up a bit more.
So do you think that this was an exercise that was able to have an impact in just empowering and enabling your young adults to be able to share principles with their friends, maybe people from different faith backgrounds or people that are just not familiar with Christian principles in this field.
Definitely. I think we invited our hosts to come in, Curtis and Juanita Powell. They did an absolutely fantastic job. They came in and they set the pace to just cover some depth into this subject. Usually when we come to this subject, sometimes it can come across when we talk about this subject, it's just a simple, no, don't do it.
Yeah, sure.
Stay away from it.
Yeah.
But we actually managed to, they allowed us to go deeper into the subject, into the why. That's, I can't say that was always made clear to me as a young person growing up.
Yeah, ditto, same here.
And that was incredibly helpful to allow the why space to exist. And Curtis and Juanita did a fantastic job, and the youth sponsor for Holloway did an amazing job just bringing people together to ask that fundamental question, why? I'll be honest with you, Matthew, I don't think all questions were answered, but I think that's healthy because it allowed people to be able to ask questions. Hopefully, God willing, this is the first of many to come.
It just sounds like it was a really great day. I wish that I could have been there myself. Maybe I'd had a couple of questions I could have thrown into the mix as well to get some answers. But thank you so much. I really think this sounds like something that maybe a lot of churches can think about doing. So I hope that someone viewing this is maybe inspired to tackle what can be a tricky topic in a similar way.
Definitely.
So thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us.
My pleasure.
Today. Thank you. Youth Director, Pastor Anthony Fuller, continued promoting the youth department theme, It's Time, and visited Area 4, which covers Kent, Surrey and Sussex, for a Youth Day of Fellowship at Brighton Church. A group of young adults from the area took the lead, and instead of waiting for the powers that be to plan things, they took it upon themselves to plan a day. I'm on the line with one of them now, Cleo Cameri. Cleo, thank you for making the time to join us on the line today. It's really good to have you.
Thank you. That's okay.
What are the steps that you took and the planning team took to make a day like this happen?
Okay, so well, it was a really good thing that initially we already had a venue and we had a team on the ground who had already started planning. So we literally just started planning in advance as much as we could, and we delegated out the different things that needed to be done on the day, and we started our promotion quite early as well so that we could get the information out to the different churches. And the key thing that we tried to do was to get young people from the different churches involved so that they would feel involved and would come as well. And the last thing that we tried to do was to just pray about all the plans that we had for the day, that it would be a success.
So delegation, as much planning as possible, promotion and prayer. They're your 4 big tips for how to put together a day of fellowship.
Definitely.
Can you tell us a little bit more about promotion? What did you guys do? How did you get the message out?
We used Facebook. That was the first thing that we used to try and promote the event. And then we also tried to contact youth leaders from the different churches in our area just to let them know that the event was happening and for them to share it with their young people as well. And then we also tried to visit some of the churches as well just to promote the event and let them know what was happening.
So that sounds like a key step. You didn't just rely on the social media, but you complemented that by actually going to where the people were to make sure that they got the message.
Definitely.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we've seen the pictures. It looks like it was a really great day. And what we hope is that other people watching can think that's something that they can do as well. So any words of advice to anybody who might be thinking, can I do that? I might like to do that.
Just go for it, really. Those are the words that I can give. Just go for it. Try it out. It may not work out or it may work out, but just try it. And then the next time you can always improve. So just go for it, try it, and do it.
Sure. Oh, well, that sounds like some sound advice. Thank you so much, Cleo. We really appreciate you coming and joining us today. And send our best back to the young people in Area 4. Thank you. This month, the Downham congregation celebrated becoming a church. Now, maybe you're thinking, weren't they already a church? What makes a church a church? Well, thankfully, we're joined by their pastor today, Pastor Otis Lewis. Otis, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, we know
no
that...
problem, that's all right.
Thank you, yeah, we're glad he can be here. We know Downham was celebrating, so something good must have happened.
Yes, definitely.
Can you explain for us what actually was taking place?
Okay, on the 18th of February, Downham became a full-fledged church.
Okay.
So yeah, 2 weeks ago, Downham celebrated a new church, a new group, a new organization in the South England Conference.
Okay, so I understand that as a group of people, you'd been worshipping there for some time. So this wasn't the first time that a group of people came together and worshipped. So this is more to do with administration, is it then, the thing that you were celebrating?
Okay, what it is, Downham has been there for 11 years this year. So the 11th year anniversary will be in July of this year. I have been there with them for 3 years now. February was 3 years since I've been there. It was a small group. They started off with 8 people in the church, so a very small group. Left Lewisham, which is the mother church, and they went down to Downham Community Centre, Wesley Hall. And while they were there, they were worshipping just a little circle of 8 people. They continued and they started to grow and to develop. And 2 years ago, we started the process of becoming a church. When Pastor Philip was around as well, we submitted the first application to the conference. And they looked at it. It was accepted that they were strong enough to become a church. So that was the theoretical bit. After that bit was done, then the practical bit was done. And Pastor McCormack, he came down there and did that bit. Finally, we're now a full-fledged church.
Okay, well that's great news. So did the numbers of people that were part of the collective have to grow to a certain level to enable you to become a church?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
They started with 8 people, but to become a church in the South England Conference and generally, but specifically in London, one needs 35 people. So you have to have at least 35 people. They must be strong people who are working in the church. The income must be good. The leadership must be good. So they have all of that. So I'm really happy for Downham and I'm happy for that group. So yes.
So the celebration was in essence a celebration of the growth and development of what was originally a small group but is now growing into a larger group of Christians in this area.
Yes, definitely so. And we have got 39 people on record, but on a given Sabbath you would have maybe 100 people worshiping in Downham. Yeah, so it's really a big congregation. Well, not as big as Brixton, for example, but it's a growing congregation and they are going on quite well. Some churches, the membership would be a lot less than people who attend on a given Sabbath, but with Downham, we have more people attending all the time than the membership.
Well, that really sounds like a cause for celebration. So, that's really good to hear. Maybe you can just tell us a little bit about what next for Downham now that you're actually a fully fledged church. What's the vision? What's the plans?
Okay, now that they're a fully fledged church, we plan to do a lot more in the community. Our main outreach program will be health. The health message is the right arm of the three angels' messages. So health will be our main focus. We have got a number of health days planned. We normally invite the community. The community comes down and they get their blood pressure done and different tests, cholesterol, and different tests are done on that day, and it's quite successful. So that would be one of the main things. We have a feeding program coming on stream as well, where we're supporting people with food who are in this difficult time. They're unable to make 2 ends meet, so we'll be supporting those people as well. And we've got quite a few other plans for Downham.
That sounds excellent. I mean, I've been in the gym with Pastor Otis before. I've seen him on the treadmill. So if you want some advice on how to get healthy, how to get fit, it sounds like Downham is certainly the place to go. Thank you so much for coming and joining us today. Thank you.
No problem at all. That's all right. God bless you. Thank you very much for having me.
Back in 2015, those in Area 6C, which covers East London, recognised that there was a need for church musicians. Action was taken and the East London School of Music was born. And less than 2 years later, the school now has 5 teachers and more than 40 students. The student body comprises of both church members and people from the local community. 12 students sat their music theory exam, and this month the school celebrated a 100% pass rate. Fiona Paquette was one of the founders of the school and joins me here today in the studio. Fiona, thank you so much for making the time to come and join us today.
That's all right. Thank you for inviting me.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the East London School of Music?
Yes, so apart from the narrative that's already said, the London area 6C, they're our sponsors. And back in 2013, 2014, there was discussions about having a school in East London.
Okay.
Primarily SDA run school. The chairman is Pastor David Burnett, who's also pastor of Clapton SDA Church. My name came up in one of their committee meetings because as part of one of the centres of influence, they envisaged having a project, and the School of Music was one of their projects. It wasn't named the School of Music, it was just the music school.
Okay.
So I was invited to one of their meetings and I accepted the invitation to lead the school, and it's
gone from strength to strength.
Yep, we are. But with the help of Clapton and London Area 60, they've really supported myself and my fellow staff members. So.
Well, one of the things that seems really great about what you're doing is that it's not just something for church members, but it seems that you have church members and just people from the community in East London who have come and participated and benefited from this project. How did you get the word out and connect with people from the community to let them know that there was something they could come be a part of?
Well, Clapton Church itself, there are members there who are connected with the community already, which does play a big part, and it did really help us advertise. Also, we have a website which we have been distributing to nearby people who live around Clapton, and via email, sending them across to friends, relatives. So the members of Clapton Church helped spread the word, so to speak.
And this is something open to absolutely anybody?
Yes, it is. Yeah, we like to give anybody an opportunity to learn how to play, how to sing, so it's not exclusive or anything like that.
That's amazing. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys would be good enough to help me, but it's good that you can help others.
Well, I can give you my contact details.
Okay. Well, if there are viewers who are watching this and thinking I'd like to get involved either as a student or maybe as a teacher, because I know no doubt there are viewers who have the technical skills needed to teach as well.
Yeah.
Can people get involved? Is this something that they can be a part of as well? Yes,
we are looking for more teachers and more people who are interested in joining. So, as I said before, we do have a website that people can sort of tap in, and we've got our website email. If they have an interest, they can contact me directly.
Okay, what's the website?
Website is www.elsomonline.org.uk. So Elsom is short for East London School of Music.
Okay, so
www.elsom, ELSOM,
gotcha.
online, that's all one word,
.org.uk.
Okay,
well, you've heard it there. If there's hope for me, then there's absolutely hope for anyone else, that you can come along here and you can get some great music lessons. Thank you so much for coming and joining us today, and we just hope this goes from strength to strength and we can reach some more people. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, and keep praying for us.
Sure. Last month we looked at the release of Hacksaw Ridge, the film about conscientious objector Desmond Doss. This month we go from the big screen to the stage with Final Call Productions' And There Was War, a play that goes behind the scenes in heaven based on Ellen G. White's book, The Great Controversy. The play, written and directed by Jermaine Wong, came to the Bernie Grant Arts Centre in Tottenham in front of a sold-out audience. SEC Media and I were lucky enough to get a couple of tickets, and we've sent this report. Okay, I'm just here backstage with Jermaine. The play has just finished. It was absolutely incredible. So here with Jermaine Wong, who's the writer and director, and he also acts in his own production of And There Was War. And it was really incredible. So Jermaine, firstly, thank you so much. It was a real blessing. I could see that everyone in the sold out venue really enjoyed themselves.
Yeah. Oh, sold out. That was a blessing.
If maybe I could ask you, I'm sure this has been a long journey from the original seed of an idea that you had to performing in a commercial venue to a sold out crowd. What was that journey like? How do you go from having an idea to actually making this happen?
You know what, it's just, you have to, you just have to have a belief that the Lord wants to use you and allow the Lord to use you. With And There Was War, it started off with a one-act play in our local church on the local stage. One-act play, and it's just a family and friends, but we had the tickets been selling at like £5 or something like that, and we sold out. And you know, the feedback that we got from there, we just knew, yeah, we're gonna have to do this again. So I decided to write a second act to the one-act play, and then every year we've just been growing and growing and growing. We got in costume designers, we got in sound people. You know, as we grew, we just needed to bring more people on board, and then the Lord has just continued to use us. So yeah, man, it's just been a blessing.
Sure. What's next for Final Call Productions? If you could dream big, what do you hope to do next, either with this project or with another project?
Creative, that question. You know what I mean? This is what our plan for the year is. We want to expand And There Was War. Our big plan for And There Was War is we want to be the first Christian play on Broadway, the first Christian play in the West End.
Okay, dreaming big.
Yeah. So that's the biggest, that's the biggest venue it can be. So we want to head there, but that's just the beginning. We want to get into those places where no one's ever dreamed of getting in. Like the audience with the Vatican, or those people that we've got issues with. Let's reach the gospel. Let's tell them the gospel.
Sure.
Also, we want to expand And There Was War short films, And There Was War web series. Those are two projects that we've got in mind. Right after this one, after the tour, is the And There Was War short stories, And There Was War web series. And what that needs is that that support, that sponsorship support,
that financial support.
We need that. We need that support. We need that big time support, because just from the feedback from the plays, we know that we can reach 1,000% more people if we was to put something like this onto film at the standard that we're looking to put it on. So yeah, so that's the plans.
Well, it was truly a remarkable production, and I'm sure there will be people out there who have the means to help make these dreams into reality through the grace of God. So thank you so much for the time that you've given up to come and share with us.
No problem,
I was so blessed, and I just can't recommend highly enough that you come when it comes to a town, a theatre near you, that you come and you take a look at And There Was War. Jermaine, thank you again.
Take care, my brother.
Great report. That reporter has a bright future. This has been SEC Rewind. If you have something planned that you think we should know about, then get in touch with us at the address on the screen, and we would love to talk to you about it. Thanks for watching, take care, and God bless.